hello, welcome back to the Alexandrian Codex. I am Alex. This right here is Subnautica. We're dicking around with this because I didn't know what to play today. I used a random number generator to determine what I was playing, and it benevolently deigned that Subnautica should be my go-to. Now, I may not stick with this forever, or even for long, but this is hour 3, and I want to be able to play around the Aurora before I head out. You know, I can probably wrap up the game completely by the end of the night tonight. I don't need to quit at midnight tonight. I'm probably going to, because schedules are nice to have. I don't work till Friday. Hell yeah, free power cell. I don't work till Friday, so I got some wiggle room, let's say. Speaking of work, had a fucking blast last night working on our new room. Fake grass is fun to play with. I mean, basically it's just glorified carpet installation, but that can be fun. Tracing out what you need to cut, cutting it, putting it in place. There's just something very pleasing and satisfying about manual labor. Now, I know not everyone will feel that way or be able to resonate with that, but sincerely, it is quite nice. Like, my grandparents on both sides have farms. But when I grew up, a large part of visiting family of the whole, like, holiday season or weekend or summer feel is going to visit my extended family, my grandparents particularly, and helping out in some small way, because I was a child after all, on their farm. I learned from my dad, who grew up on a farm, the sort of satisfaction and pride you can get out of manual labor and working on things with your hands. Now, I was talking earlier about how we are low enough to not get hit. The sea moth is not. The sea moth can get picked up and stolen here, and it may happen. Let's kill the lights. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, but kill the lights. Still on the bottom, Godspeed, buddy. Please don't get stolen from me. Yeah, it's the same sort of sensation that you get when you're working on an art project and you've been building with your hands, and you finally get to see something finish, or when you're programming and your, code finally runs exactly the way you want it to. It's that sense of satisfied.
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Meaning? I don't know. I get very existentialist, very nihilistic easily. So finding things in life that remind me that although the universe is infinite and none of this really matters, and we're all gonna die eventually, and entropy will eventually eat everything away, and the totality of the experience of humanity will be as nothing. It's still nice to build stuff that you can feel like will make other people's lives better, more enjoyable, more rich or exciting or fun. It can be deeply satisfying and a great way to shake the inevitable funk that can come with that sort of thinking. Do something good and nice and fun and healthy and helpful.
30 seconds.
Now, a room isn't that game-changing, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad. The idea of legacy is something that I think we've all been exposed to. The idea that for a life to be successful, big air quotes there, playing a game of chicken right now. For a life to be successful, it needs to be impactful, right? That's often what we're taught, or what we think about. Like when we learn about famous historical figures, their fame doesn't come from the fact that they were a good person. that they had fun, that they loved, that they laughed, that they believed strongly about things, that they cherished things, that they enjoyed things, that they experienced a lot of things. No, most of the time, and I do mean most of the time, not all the time, when we talk about someone being an important historical figure, it's because of what they give to us, what they give to other people. And that teaches the lesson that value in life does not come from individual experience, but from legacy. It's a fascinating idea. And a absolutely necessary idea, I think, for the formation of society as we know it, for complicated rules, systems, for complicated social organization, for laws, for religion, for art. I mean, why make art if other people don't matter? Why create if you're not concerned not concerned with other folks? Oh, god damn it! You done got me! You jumped out of the water to get me too. I've done been got. You're gonna drop me way off in the shallows. Do it! Do it, I dare you! What? 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 Kill me! Do it! Get it over with, yeah. Ah, that wince of like, I fucked up. Things don't do more damage on hardcore mode, which is fair, I think. Given how much I complained about that in Fable, I think it's a good choice. Because, as I was saying in Fable, it often feels like artificial difficulty. I will repair this before we get by Sammy. Do not worry. Unless that was Sammy. That's not Sammy. The one up here is Sammy. I love that the community has named all of the Reapers. It's weird and adorable, and where did my sea moth go? Oh, right there. It's weird and adorable. If I had to bet, I would assume that that came from a YouTuber. So, the propulsion cannon. Very helpful, right, for exploring the Aurora. Not necessary for the exploration of the Aurora. Is it? No, you can get down there through that path. Yeah, it just helps. Helps speed things along a little bit. The propulsion cannon is not actually necessary to complete the game. Am I right about that? I think I'm right about that. Yeah, there's nothing in here that outright requires it, and there's nothing later on that outright requires it either. It is cool being able to pick things off and fling them off of you, but you don't have to.
New blueprint acquired.
There we go, propulsion cannon. Now we'll just head on into the Aurora. We're repaired up. Sammy probably won't fuck with us. In fact, the one in front of the Aurora is so rarely a problem for me because I don't go in through the actual front of the Aurora. I just go in through the side here. Really, the Reaper that hangs out. We are getting so many med kits. Game's like, don't forget you're on hardcore mode. Alright, game. Got it. You can hear it off in the distance. Did I like popping through here? No. It's further off to the left. Oh no! There it is! Oh, look at me. I'm just... Look at me and how wrong I am about everything. Who's there?
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
It's kind of funny to watch it attack things that aren't a sea moth because its mouth looks like it was designed for a sea moth. I don't like the Reaper design. It's iconic, which means it's good design. Like, it's really good design. But I hate it because I don't believe that it would be a real creature. Most other things in this setting I can buy that they're conceivably real. Reapers, no. They look like they feed specifically on something the exact shape and size as a sea moth. And there are no creatures that fill that ecological niche. So it just looks like a monster designed for a game, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It is not bad that it looks like that. It's just not immersive. For me. Can't wait to name you something besides Seamoth. I don't really start caring about my Seamoths until they get names that I like. Okay, how's our inventory doing? No, I hit Shift Tab, not just Tab. Let's check out our inventory. It's about halfway full. Nothing else down here. Lots of angry little crabs. I'm amazed that crabs made it here, because they're not present on so many biomes, or in any adjacent biome to this. So where the fuck did the crabs come from? Does the space gun shoot native crabs at the ships that it takes down? I'm imagining that instead of that being a laser that it shot, that it's just like concentrated crab gun, that it's just the stream of crabs that it's firing at it. God. I want to live in that world. That's a horrifying world, but I want to live in it. That is real good. There's the extinguisher we'll need. Never mind. Isn't there an extinguisher on the wall in here? Maybe not. Alright, here's a propulsion gun. Data engineering log.
Exiting sleep mode.
Oh right, they're fucking with the robot because she's bored and sadistic.
Technology officer identified.
Drone, get me a propulsion cannon.
And it gets him a repulsion cannon.
Hey,
Oh ho ho ho, what a funny
Install that
joke.
circuit box with that repulsion cannon and you'll punch a hole in the cargo bay.
Damn it, Drone, I said propulsion, not repulsion. Recalibrate sensors.
Sensors recalibrated.
There we go.
Sensors aren't the problem.
I'm
I
not
tweak the
scanning this.
program.
Do I want any
It's
of
like
this?
you now.
Not
It doesn't
really.
like
I
being told
tend
what
to
to
not
do.
design a lot of furniture in my
Drone,
bases
I know
because it
His
doesn't
name's
perform any
Albert now.
function.
Albert. I
It
know
doesn't
it's
seem
not your
really
fault,
worth it.
but
I don't like that
really help
poster,
me do
so
my
let's
job
leave
if
that.
you bring me
And I
what
know
I
there's a lot
asked
of
for.
I don't like this, I don't
Thanks
like
for your
that.
time.
It's fine. It's fine. Generally
Propulsion
speaking,
cannon
I
retrieved.
love this game.
Thank you. Now go away.
I'm not
Entering
poo-pooing it.
hibernation
Most of the time,
Boss,
if I
this hobby of yours
bother
isn't making my job
to
any
criticize
easier.
or critique something,
Or safer.
it's because I
Maybe
actually
so,
care
but
about
it's
it.
all that's stopping me from being so bored.
Oftentimes, the most vocal critics of something are people who, under different circumstance, would be its most avid supporters and resolute fans.
Integrating new
People often don't make
data.
complaints because they hate something for the sake of hating it. They make complaints because they wish it was better.
Scans of damage to the
Or
Aurora
different,
do not match
maybe.
any known offensive technologies.
1454. I should have this memorized by now. And yeah, just because somebody wants something to be different doesn't mean that you are obligated to make it different for them. It just means that's an opportunity to engage with them in a vaguely constructive way. Not necessarily totally constructive way, but a vaguely constructive way.
New blueprint acquired.
When I was playing in beta, you could find engine fragments in here, and in fact this is where I found all of my engine fragments, I think. Now, there are no engine fragments. There's like nothing in this cargo bay, which is really sad. They used to be in these big containers, and it may be that they do still spawn in here sometimes, but I'm under the impression that the spawn likelihood and location of items is scripted, and it's not randomized. Oh, hey buddy. No, let's not start off on that. Actually, yeah, just stay there. No, bleeder, come on. Oh, damn it. Hold still for me. There you go. There's a lot more bleeders than there used to be. They won't kill you. They won't even infect you. They'll just annoy you. And if you're like me, give you gross memories of when you've had leeches on you. Fuck. They don't hurt. Leeches you don't feel, but it's just a disturbing experience to have something sucking your life force out. I know. I comment on this every fucking time I'm in here. I'm a broken record, but it is the feeling that they evoke, which means they're a very good creature. That it's such a strong, consistent reaction for me. Do I want to go to the prawn bait? No. I want to fix the... Yeah. I want to fix the drive before I do anything else. I don't have to double tap.
The drive
My only complaint about them is that they're not present in more areas on the ship.
Do not attempt Repair without appropriate qualifications.
Not the ship, on the planet, but they're not present everywhere else.
New
Because again,
acquired.
it seems really weird that
Warning, local
this
radiation at
fauna
maximum tolerable level.
only exists here,
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
not in the Lost River, not in anywhere else in the game. For many other forms of life in the game, it kind of makes sense when there's an exclusivity to a certain region or a certain biome, but these, if they are native fauna, and they are presumed to be native fauna,
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
you. Wow, okay, they do suck a lot of life away. That would have been hilarious if I had just gotten killed by one. I was waiting for the interaction to time out, and then it just never timed out. Take it. Take my blood. Take all of it.
Further breaches detected.
Like, they seem like they'd be a good fit for the Lost
Further
River.
breaches detected.
In that they like scream infection, they scream parasite, and they make you uncomfortable to swim around in an area. I feel like they'd be really good for there. You got me. You got me. You done got me. Oh, the knife will just cut them off immediately. It makes sense. The repulsion cannon or propulsion cannon will just
Containment breach repaired.
throw them against the walls, which is kind of nice. I actually kind of want to scan. Can I get this boy in here? Where'd you go, Green Man? Did Green Man die? Did you kill Green Man? No. I think you killed Green Man. Oh, I don't see it. It was infected with the virus, and that's why I wanted to scan it, but that's okay.
Containment breach repaired.
Only 2 left.
Further breaches detected.
That's the closest I've come to dying. God damn it, you got me. You done got me. Oh, you kill them with your knife. You don't just knock them off. Oh, okay, so...
Integrating new PDA data.
These are carnivorous. Look, they'll hunt dead members of their species. Pretty neat. You don't see that kind of predatory response in a lot of species in this game. I think you see it from biters,
Seek fluid.
but it's hard to
Vital signs.
say that you see it too many other places. Where is this last repair? Is it above water? No. Well, it could be. It's probably on the back of one of these fins that I'm just not seeing. Go up, down. There it is. Yep. I wish that repairing the reactor made something change. Like, mechanically it gets rid of the radiation area. That's really nice. Over the next few days, the radiation dissipates, and that's really great if you plan on, you know, surviving. Or exploring anywhere in the game on this side of the map without the lead suit, the radiation suit. But I wish that it, like, slowly repaired the biome, or turned the lights on in the Aurora, or gave some visual indication of success, rather than just passive indication of success. But again, that's a very minor complaint. We'll see how I'm feeling after I'm done digging around in the Aurora. I'm wrapping up hour 3. I'm going till midnight. When did I start? Like 5? I started like right after 4:40, almost before 5, so... what is it, like 7 hours tonight? Unfortunately, that's not neatly divisible by 2, so I can't say I'm going to break it up between a couple different games tonight, but at least a couple. Maybe a few. I'm going to stick to the weird, let's let the the roulette table decide what we're playing, because that's kind of fun, goofy. Is it really that goofy? No, not really. It removes the burden of responsibility from me, though. If I play a game and it doesn't go well and I don't have fun, I don't have to take responsibility for my choices. I get to abstractly project that onto a program. A program based entirely off of arbitrary chance. I don't project it on a person because no person made that decision. It's just random chance. It's like asking a friend, oh, do you think I should do X or Z, or A or B? It's awful, because you're putting the burden of your autonomy on your friend or the other person. And advice is nice, but oftentimes we try to offload a lot of work, emotional work, processing work onto other people. And hey, if they're consenting, if they're into that, if they understand what you're doing and you understand what you're doing and you're both present, mindful of that, hell yeah, do it. That can be really helpful for people. But if you're just doing it out of habit or a coping mechanism, or just you're not being entirely sure or cognizant of what you're doing, yeah, maybe think about it. Maybe think about what you're trying to get out of people when you ask them for advice or help or input. If you're really interested in their unique perspective, which is great if you are, or if you're just interested in them doing the thinking and processing and whatever else for you.
Integrating new PDA data.
As if it's that, it's a little shitty. I do a little shitty. If they don't know. If you're not being honest and straightforward with your desires and expectations, not so great. There's nothing wrong in meeting other people and wanting other people, in helping other people. Fuck, if there were, I'd be a terrible person. Lab access is 6483.
Integrating new PDA data.
Is it? Yep, 6. Off to a good start. 6, 4, nope. 8, 3. There we go. Didn't make the correct door sound. I didn't get the pleasing aesthetic noise. There's nothing else that I want in here. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Cool. Got the blueprints. That's...
Corruption was detected on your PDA.
Yep,
Your
correct.
technology blueprints have been updated.
Is there anything that I want in here? I don't think that there's anything I want behind here. It's just straight to the exit, right? Yeah, yeah. And I don't have a repulsion or propulsion gun, so that won't do us any good right now. Let's just skedaddle on back down here. We already have the prawn suit, so what we need next is to... Well, we don't really need anything at this point. We can't get into the captain's quarters yet. But there's still a few things to do. I could go ahead and get the captain's quarters stuff. No. I mean, I don't want to Google the code. It'd be different if I had the code memorized. This is hardly a speed run. This is just a revisiting adventure. Yeah. And here is the food that I somewhat desperately need. I am still a little sad that food doesn't stack, that items don't stack in your inventory, but this is, early on anyway, an inventory management game in most respects, so it makes sense that the game doesn't just immediately hand you the keys to the kingdom with respect to that. It doesn't make it difficult, but you do have to swim from A to B, right? This is very important. You do have to swim around, so you should have to be cognizant of how much you carry. Otherwise, you're gonna go full Skyrim, and somebody's carrying around literally a ton or several tons of equipment, and it not mattering. Same thing bothers me in Fallout. I love those games. I just...
new PDA data.
the whole survival, like, trying to scrounge but can only carry so much is really fun. It's also very stressful. So I understand why, over time, the tolerances in those games have become seemingly more and more lenient. By the way, I don't think that you can stab the fire anymore. You used to be able to, with the thermo knife, at least be able to stab out fire. That was fucking cool. Real stupid, but excuse you? I still don't like how extinguishing works because it doesn't so often. But yeah, like...
Integrating new PDA data.
Like it's a lot of fun in... I don't want that carry-all. Because carry-alls serve no purpose. Carry-alls just suck. You can't equip them, they can't have stuff in them when you pick them up, they just eat up inventory space and they're a decorative item. I don't love all the decorative items in this game. Being able to tell a player that they can only carry so much and they have to worry about that, that gives you some serious post-apocalyptic vibes or survival vibes. Like, well, fuck! I can't just fill up my inventory with 500 of this thing. I need variety. I need this and I need that and I need to carry around this or else I'll die. I like that a lot. I don't think all games should be that strict, but more games. I worry that the tendency is trending in the opposite direction. Now, Sweet Offer... No, not Sweet Offer. Oh, isn't it Sweet Offer? 1869, yeah. 1869. Yep. And a PDA doesn't give us anything. This is just...
Integrating new PDA data.
Autonomous relationship. Herpa derpa derpa. Arcade Gorge toy. This is the most important fucking thing in the ship. I shouldn't have drank the water. I should have dropped one of the first aid kits. That toy is everything in life that matters. Let's drop one of the arcade kits. Arcade kits, first aid kits, and move on. So we have everything we need for the Cyclops except for the bridge. Is that correct? What are we missing? We're missing one completely. We have the bridge, we have the engine, hull. We're missing hull fragments. Hull fragments can be found around the Aurora, kind of, but more so, they can be found... So we came in here through the water. No, we didn't. We came in here through the locker room. In the Mushroom Forest is where I've always found them. They can be found in other areas as well. Oh, I was still moving at running speed. I was very confused what was happening there. So we take a right. What is this, water? I'm gonna get leeched. I'm gonna get leeched, Jesus Christ. They fuck with me more than anything else. Is it? Oh, hello. Can you fucking not? Ugh. Being eaten alive doesn't bother me. Being killed doesn't bother me. Leeches bother me. It's horrifying, especially as a kid, to have this little creature attached to you just sucking your blood and you can't like pull it off because it's biting so hard onto you. You can just like rip it off, but that hurts a lot. Burning works pretty well, though you're not supposed to burn because it makes them... Oh, you're not supposed to use something. It's either burning or something else because it makes them excrete or like vomit back up into you, which can cause infection. That might not be right. That might be just a myth. You can cut them off, which hurts. You can burn them off, which doesn't hurt that much. You can also use something else, and I can't remember what it is. You know, Alexandrian Codex, here for all your leech removal needs. Go all medieval doctor on you. In what world, really, does it become a medical practice to put leeches on someone? You know what? Seems like a great idea, Billy. Slap some of these on you. No, it's fine, trust me. I am a doctor. You're fucking off, yeah, you're not bothering me. Let's access upgrades. Let's pop this and this. I hate the storage module. I just drop both of them instead. I do that. I've done that off screen. Yeah, I'm just in such a habit of right-clicking. Now we have this annoying storage module. Where to go? Oh, it's on the side. Okay, never mind. It's not that annoying. What do I want in here?
This area is dominated by plant life.
Batteries. Because I don't want that.
signatures.
Put that in there. Put this in here. Dangerous to put all this in here in case it gets destroyed, but it won't get destroyed. I'm feeling ambitious. What we are doing... Well, I was about to say, we are hunting
Passing 100 meters.
full fragments.
Oxygen
And we might be.
efficiency decreased.
But I'm also here for the lithium and the shale, which I never scanned because this gives me materials that I'll need for stuff that we'll want to build, i.e. the prawn suit. Really, after you build the prawn suit, you can just head straight to the end of the game once you get the depth fragments. Depth fragments? The right things that allow you to go to the right depth. So long as you keep a storage module on it that allows you to build a charging station or base at a moment's notice, you can just use the prawn at the end of the game. You definitely will want to be able to build a impromptu base with a thermal generator, otherwise you might run into some issues when you're required to build a certain item later on in the game, but it's entirely possible. You have to keep your inventory very intentionally chosen, but I think you could do it. I mean, hell, I've heard tell of people winning the game using nothing but the sea glide and a fuck ton of bladderfish. So, you know, there's a will, there's a way. This is one of my least favorite segments of the game to hunt around for hull fragments in because these trees are hell to cut through. Wow, this is right here. Is this? No, this doesn't go where I thought it did. There's not really anything I want from in here. I do really like the bulb zone, or formerly known as the Kush zone. Kush zone, not Kush, but it's Kush. This is modification station fragment. I'm just gonna go ahead and give me some of that. Now, oh, I need a bulb fragment. I need a bulb fragment. That's right. I need a bulb fragment. I need an eye stalk fragment. I need a fungal tree fragment. I need a sea crown. And that is everything. I will need...
Passing 200 meters.
Shit. Oh, okay. I thought that my limit, my depth limit was still 200 meters. I'm like, oh, fuck. No, just... Game just fucking with me. Next game. Bulb. There is a wreck over here that I would like... There it is. I would like to go into. For these, more than anything else. Right, again, we're gonna put this low. Not because there are reapers here, just because we want to keep this as uninteresting to anyone who might run into it as possible. Lights are off. We shouldn't aggro the bone sharks because of that. That's the least interesting tank that you could give me. There's an entrance back here, is there not? Ah, fuck! Hello, Ampeel. As suddenly a very blue screen, like, what the hell is happening? Basic plant pot. This is stylish? Yeah, chic. This guy can't remember the exact words of a description. I don't need to scan this. There's nothing in there. Let's open this. And then I guess... I'd like to keep exploring the totality of this space, but I need to be mindful that I only have so much oxygen. Oh, I can actually exit right here. Nah, can I fit out here? No, I can't. Man, the sea moth is right there. Imagine running out of air in that tiny area. So close, but so far away. Probably if you park the sea moth close enough, you can glitch through. Alright, not cool. I do. 8, 5, 2. Oh, so every second you use up 2 oxygen, not just 1. With the lead suit this deep. It's fair. It's annoying, but it's fair. It's good game balance, and it's good game design because it adds increased danger and increased stress, more things to take into consideration as you move on later and later into the game and get more and more resources, and presumably can deal with harder and harder challenges. So I'll cut this, I'll go back to the sea moth. I think there's only 1 or 2 more rooms left in here. For some reason I remember this being important, but I can't remember why. Yeah, I lied. I'm not going back to the sea moth. There's only 1 room left in here. Compass? Sonar upgrade. Oh, I like the sonar upgrade. It's not that important. I've never made a light stick. In the entirety of my time playing this game, I've never made a light stick, nor have I ever felt the inclination to. Because there's so many light items in the game already. Not gonna lie, did start getting the oh god I'm running out of air panic. It's a good game. It's a very good design to make you feel that. And repeatedly too, like you have to keep exposing yourself to danger in order to progress, in order to grow, in order to develop newer stuff, to get deeper, and ultimately reach the conclusion of the game. The game never puts you in danger that you don't choose to put yourself in. The game never spawns random raids, or it never invades you with dangerous things in the shallows. If you just want to stay in the shallows and be safe and happy for the entirety of the game, you can. If that's really the experience you want out of the game, there's nothing totally wrong with that. It's maybe not very exciting in my mind, but it's possible. Right, there's also moonpool fragments down here, which is the real reason that I come down here most of the time, because our battery's about at half charge. Well, it's at 60%. I'd like to be able to charge it rather than just switching out the power cell. What the hell was that school doing? Moonpool fragments can be kind of hard to spot, just because there's a lot going on at this biome. There's also moonpool fragments elsewhere. It really did teach me a lot of bad habits when I played this game at first, because fragments spawned in different locations than they do now. Now, spawn locations are, I believe, fixed. So the same sorts of things spawn in the same areas in the exact same place. Or it felt like somewhat random chance. This is bridge. This is not hull. So this is not what I need. That would just give me steel. It's fine, but it's not what I need. Give me moonpool fragments so I can go home. I'd like to build a house for this little submarine. Pretty please. Pretty please. Nothing up there? Nope, we're right back to where we started. Yep, we are exactly back to where we started. If I go up here, might have some better luck. That bone shark just killed something successfully. No, it just made it wait. Like, damn, good predatory skills. Predation. I'd like in sandbox games if the wildlife actually had to feed on each other to survive, if you got semi-realistic biome interactions or food chain interactions, but fuck, that would be hard to model, and more than modeling, it'd be very hard to have that all run without any performance hits, I think is the real issue. I'm not seeing what I came here for. It's fine, we'll find it eventually. Smart person might put a scanner room in this biome to search for it. So that might help out a little bit. Let's go round this way. Yeah, I know I'm exposing myself to more danger this way because there are more Reapers out this way, but I believe there's a couple more things we can scan. Yep, telltale sign of Reapers. Screaming into the dark. Let's see. Oh, Moonpool fragment. Oh, that's Moonpool. Set.
New blueprint acquired.
There are no hull fragments. I thought there were hull fragments in here. I might be wrong. It might be in an adjacent biome. It may be. Maybe. I don't believe that there's any wrecks down here. Fairly confident about that. But I'm not 100% on where I am right now. Oh, I'm at the mountain. What up, Warper? Am I? No.
Detecting massive energy
I am.
signature in the region.
Oh.
Cannot identify.
Okay. Isn't there a sea crown in here? No, not in this cave. There are sea crowns around here somewhere. There be sea crowns. There also be an angry leviathan. I don't know its name. Crown cave is all the way down here? Nah, that can't be true. Must be higher up. Yeah, it's definitely higher up than these heat vents. I don't need to be over here right now. What can I gain from being over here? I can scan... Well, I can find out that I'm infected. I can scan purple tablets to learn how they're made. I can pick up a couple of purple tablets, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Do I have the inventory space to pick up purple tablets? I do! He does. I can also get a bulbo tree sample, so I can plant those and have a sustainable food source. Now, popular opinion, I think, is largely against bulbo trees being a decent food source, but they are. They give you food and water in equal amounts according to how much you need, so eating an entire bulb tree will put you back at 100%. This is big. This used to only take up 1 little square. That's okay. I can... It planted... Yeah. And... Again, I know we don't need to scan it. Scan! Scan because it's habit. There should be a broken tablet right here, which I think gives us the recipe for purple tablets. Is that right? No. Is that not right? I mean, it's fine if that's not right. Looks like that's not right. Sky rays. If you haven't seen it before, these are amazing. If you can catch a ride on one of them, they'll just fly you up into the sky and eventually drop you off to your death. Or if you're in deep water, just drop you off. They're not supposed to have standable hitboxes, but because they have hitboxes at all, you can stand on them. Now, it is incredibly time consuming to do what I am starting to do here, so I'm just filling up, getting a sample to plant at home, and then going to get the purple tablet up here and getting the hell out of here. There's more to this island, there's plenty of resources, if that's what you are... I missed. Or... It got frame ratey and then it went away. Okay. Ooh, look at this purple tablet. Look at how purple it is. Alright. I guess I could open that right now. Yeah, I should have go ahead and opened this because we're gonna have to get in here eventually. Do I need a second purple tablet to get all the way in? I think that I do. Do I find one on the inside? I don't believe so. Right? Yeah. I'll find another one later. Not much later at all.
Scans indicate this structure is composed of a metal
It's,
alloy with unprecedented integrity.
Yeah, another purple one is on the...
No match is found in database.
The other island? The floating island. That's what it's called. Give me that data.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Get stuck on there. This is very worth coming here to pick up. And you're going to be incredibly necessary for the rest of the game. Ion cubes help you make ion power cells, which you need to leave the planet. They also help you make certain tablets, which there are not enough of in the game, so those are helpful for, you know, completing the game. Also accessing all the areas you might want to access if you're hunting down all 4 cuttlefish. It's necessary, I think. It may not be necessary to get all 4
Your
cuttlefish.
best probability of interfacing with this facility is
I
achieved
think that there are
by
only 4
accessing the
cuttlefish.
control
If there are more
room
than
in
4
the lower
cuttlefish,
section.
my mind will be blown. And you will be ashamed. I will be ashamed of my words and my deeds. Oh, Kojima. That was Kojima who said that, right? Yeah. About quiet? Yeah. We made a naked character because she has to breathe through her skin. Definitely not as an attempt to. Use fan service or anything like that to promote our project. No. I never played the Metal Gear Solid games. I really have no desire to ever play the Metal Gear Solid games. My friends, certain ones anyway, have insisted that they're so good, dude. You absolutely need to play them. But they've had zero appeal to me thematically. Fuck, there was is there an alien gun in here that I didn't scan? Yeah, there is. It's down at the bottom. Maybe I scanned it. Whatever, I'll scan it on the way out if I didn't. I don't know why.
Scans indicate the facility's control room. Lying
Maybe it
beyond
was
this
just
doorway.
missed opportunity. Ships in the night type deal. Well, ships in the night typically refers to 2 people hooking up and then going their separate way the next day, never to see each other again. So, you know, not exactly the same thing. This I'm not going to touch. Oh, hey, maybe I interact with this. Wouldn't that be cool? Ooh, what a weird energy core. Maybe I can turn this off. Oh, no, I'm infected. Oh, no, let's go deal with that. I'll just save us the unpleasantries of that needle in the arm. I guess I didn't need to come all the way up here, but we got the purple tablets. We used them, so we're not going to have to use up inventory space in the future doing that. We scanned some stuff. We got some stones. We had a good time. We had a few laughs. We had some good times. This is why I was saying that I hadn't scanned. It doesn't matter if you scan the alien rifle or not, because you can't build it, which is a shame, because, like, damn, I want that rifle. We can swim out here, go all the way up, or take the elevator. I think it's honestly faster to swim out, but because the elevator has a cool animation that's not used anywhere else in the game, let's pop through the elevator. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. I wonder why this species wasn't able to telepathically communicate with the Sea Emperor, Leviathan. Is it because they just weren't innately telekinetic? Were they intentionally ignoring it? Were they, like, robotic?
Their purpose is aesthetic
Or
functional.
artificial
Further
in some
data
way?
required.
Is it that humans are special in that we can communicate with them? Is it not even humans? Is it just our character that's special and that they are able to communicate? Or is it because we're infected with the bacteria, that the bacteria somehow, because it's a native pathogen, allow us to communicate? Because, I don't know, it works as some sort of DNA conduit? I don't fucking know. The game never explains it, and that's fine. It doesn't need to explain. Over-explaining things is typically I don't want to say a bad thing, but not a good habit. Good media, good stories, leave you with more questions than answers. They answer questions, but then they poke you with more, they provoke you with more, that keep you coming back. Keep you interested and excited and curious. Is there sea crown in here? Nope, but there is this time capsule right here.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
I think the time capsules even have fixed spawns. Watch this be my time capsule. Inventory full. High capacity O2 for Hugh. I have that. Fuck you. This is such a terrible... Dear person who made this time capsule, fuck you. I guess they were trying to keep like game balance in mind and like, well, you know, I don't want to give them anything too good. But that's just garbage. Garbage that you should have built within like the first 10 minutes of the game. Whatever. Fine. I'm just trying to be helpful. Didn't hurt you any. Wasted my time. I got all excited for a time capsule and then it's nothing. Great. Thank you, kind stranger, for the nothing. My time capsule is ion power cells and something else. Not a rebreather or something. It's very clever that the time capsules aren't big enough for too much. My first time capsule had a still suit in it. And that was back when this was still being tested before 1.0 came out. That was weird. I had never built one before because it's never seemed worth it to me. That was an interesting first exposure to it. It's pretty good. It gives you water a lot, which, depending on your circumstances, can be nice. So the game has fixed many graphical bugs. That one, however, that we can see the bottom of our life pod from hundreds of meters away, has not been fixed. It's fine. It's a small-ish team. It's a giant fucking game. There's so many more important things for them to be working on. At least the aurora is not visible underwater from thousands of meters away anymore. And that might also be a problem with the settings that I have it turned to, since the graphical patch went out in beta. Whatever it was called. I haven't played with the settings at all after that first session, so maybe there's something there. Maybe I'm missing something, but if I am, I'm pretty contented with that. 3 hours going to heaven now, peeper. Goodbye. No, 2 aren't enough to force you to the surface? Okay. I really like floaters, just because they'll attach to random things and cause small amounts of havoc. I very much enjoy that. So we got 8 minutes.
Captain.
It's base building time. Seeds. Plop you in here, plop you in here, plop you in here. That goes in miscellaneous. Alright. Storage. All the important stuff that I picked up. I should have emptied out my inventory more, but that's okay. Oh, there's one F. O, D. The ability to color coordinate them is kind of nice, but I'm not gonna do that too much more because it just eats up a lot of time, and I tend to go off of word recognition more than color recognition a lot in this game. I've tried color coordinating things before, and I just have to sit and, for an agonizing moment, go, what does that color mean again? What was that supposed to remind me of? Yeah. So that is not super helpful. Pop all these batteries in here. We can't. Okay, just drop that in there. I don't want anything else out of there. Be a lot of... Man, I am. Man, these went fast. So, diamond. Gold. Gold. Pop some gold in here. Lithium, we do not have one made out for. I probably could, but we do not currently. Lead, we do. Lead is right here. So we're gonna have to do some finagling there. And by that I mean, we're gonna build a moon pool and just put everything we don't have room for in there. So 2 lead, 1 lube. Lead. Lube, can drop that off now. 2 titanium ingots. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 6 from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. means this can change into alien storage, alien attack, change the color to, I don't know, bright green? Yeah, that looks sufficiently alien. Go in here, make me an ingot. And a second ingot. And we don't need any plasteel ingots for the time being. Perfectly alright. Alright, so I don't have the construction tool on me because we were out. And it didn't make sense to bring it with me, so let's grab that. Grab that boy. There we go. Assign that to 1. Pop out of the hatch. Construct the hatch. And in its place, we put the moon pool. If this is too shallow, well, it may be too shallow. It may be that the sea moth is in the way. It may be a lot of things. If it's too shallow, it's fine. It may be an elevation problem. It's looking like an elevation problem, right? Right? If I lift this up, yeah, I built this too shallow. Huh. Can't build it behind you, right? Off to the side. Nope. Wow, I picked the lowest spot for this. I could probably build it right here. Yeah, that's a segment higher. Okay, no, that's fine. That's not really an issue at all. Basically, at this point, I'll want to deconstruct the little X room anyway, and move everything from in here to up here. Oh boy, this is just gonna take a minute, and that's all. Oh, and because I deconstructed this, I can't do that. Gonna have to deconstruct something right here, or build a reinforcement right quick.
After weeks without human contact, it is normal to experience psychological discomfort.
Yeah, psychological discomfort.
Research
I don't have enough
indicates
titanium.
symptoms may be partly alleviated by adopting a pet or anthropomorphizing an inanimate object.
Did that not fix my whole weakness? Oh, game. Game, I am tilted. Just go get all the titanium. Got nothing squeaking in here. Give me all of the titanium. We won't have to make that many trips. It'll definitely pad out the last 2 minutes. Sorry. But that's the way this gotta go. Alright, moon pool. Moon pool goes right friggin' right there, yeah. It's accessible, sorta, kinda, which is the best kind of accessible, barely. I want that wall. Oh no, it's breaking. Oh no. Oh no, it's fine.
Hull integrity restored. Draining systems initiated.
There we go. Okay. Ah, yeah, because the ladder's in there. I can't deconstruct. Okay, so up in here. Say goodbye, ladder. Oh yeah, tear apart the radio, I guess, while we're at it. Can I fit anything else in my inventory? Tear you apart. 1, 2, 3. So, weird little bug. Feature, you know, call it what you will. If you are waiting for radio signals, and you're impatient, and you don't want to just wait for new ones, you can build a radio, click on it, deconstruct it, reconstruct it, click on it.
Officer Keen in Light Pod 19.
Deconstruct it, reconstruct it, click on it.
Gone.
Deconstruct it, reconstruct it, click on it.
The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry
Deconstruct it,
land.
reconstruct it, click
We
on it.
regrouped
Every time you
1.5 kilometers
deconstruct it,
southwest of the
reconstruct
crash
it, it
site.
counts as a new radio
Stay
entity.
together and good
So
luck.
if there are any radio
This
messages
message will
in
now
the
repeat.
queue that it's waiting to give you,
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted.
it'll just give it to you all at once.
Transmission origin coordinates downloaded. Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how bad...
This sounds like
How
Neil
many
deGrasse
of you-
Tyson to me.
I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out.
That can't be Neil deGrasse
What
Tyson. That
else
can't be
can I
Neil
say?
smoking the grass Tyson.
The only time I parked a rig this big on a rock that small was in VR.
No.
And I blew it. It's a bad option, all right, but so are all the others.
Neil deGrasse Tyson son?
An automated distress signal from live pod 12. Coordinates attached.
I'm worried about it. It's not Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Has sucked beyond safe diving distance.
Honestly, I didn't look in the credits, so
This is
it
live
could
pod
very well
7.
be.
Coordinates attached. Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust. Requesting assistance. 7 out.
All right, well, that's as many walkers as we have on the other one. Let's actually make this a biological detective. Oh no! How ominous.
Sharing subject location.
This will make it easier to get stuff up and down. We're gonna go slightly over the hour, but I certainly do not want to load this up later on if I re-roll Subnautica and be like, oh right, I have to rebuild the entire storage. No, not doing that. I can do it now, save future Alex the headache. I love how much storage solutions there are in the game. I didn't build a ladder. Alright, you're a ladder now. Ladder going down. Can I have a ladder going down and a ladder going up in the same spot? Yes, yeah, you can. Alright, good. Alright, acid mushrooms. Mushroom. Now, I haven't thought of that meme in quite some time, but then, my friend at work quoted it the other day, unexpectedly. I think I had a reference it somewhat recently. Table coral, did we have room for that? Hell no. Food, do we have room for it? Nah. Seeds. Yes. Yeah, seeds I can float. Gonna kiss this old room goodbye. I'm gonna put this new ladder in here just so we can access the top. Not that we need to. There's no reason to ever go up there again unless I'm installing new panels, in which case I could just swim up by myself. But I like that we can. I think it's cool that we can, so yeah. That's really all the justification I think is necessary. I think it's cool, so there. There we go. Do we build these ones? Why don't we just use the top row? The top row is going to be more than enough. Now I'm talking about how much time this is taking up and then undoing a bunch of work. The top row will take up more than enough room to store just about everything we could reasonably expect to store, especially because later on in the game, if you build a Cyclops, you will want to rotate damn near all of your storage onto the Cyclops if you play like I do. You don't need to be too considerate about storing everything forever here. Alright, you get seeds. And you seeds. We'll plop quartz in here. UUARTZ. This will be salt, which really doesn't need its own thing, so this will be FOOD. This is lithium. Oh, this is going to be such a confusing order. That's fine. It's fine. Acid the shrooms. I was talking with Cora the other day about Subnautica, and while it is a very fun game, it does have some issues with streamability, or at least interestability. There's a lot of small busy work. Right, there's a lot of slow pacing, long time going between things happening. It's not very action-packed. And if you look, I'm not saying that's a bad thing or makes a bad game, I enjoy it, for the record. But if you look at the top streaming games, they're mostly pretty moment-to-moment, very busy, action-packed. There's a lot for streamers to comment on. Particularly, I was talking about Slay the Spire sometime recently, in the last week or two, saying that Slay the Spire is so popular because it's like a content maker's fucking dream. Because there's always something to talk about on screen. There's always something to narrate. It's a lot like Darkest Dungeon in that respect, I think. But because it's newer, like when Darkest Dungeon was newer, fuck, tons of people were playing that. Rightly so. I was playing it, I was just not streaming it because at that time I did not think, I don't know. I'm the type of person that before beginning projects, before starting on things, I tend to feel a lot of negativity. I tend to think of every reason something won't work before I try to make it work, which makes me a very good planner. Makes me an incredibly valuable asset to have on a team when it comes to designing something or future-proofing something or, you know, coming up with a good, secure design or improvising. But it also makes me slow to initiate projects on my own, because so often I'm just convinced that they won't work, or I'll find problems with them. When I was younger, I was very critical of this personality trait of mine. I didn't like that I was so negative, because it can be a hell of a turnoff. Not get me wrong. But it's also incredibly valuable. And just like optimists are valuable in their own way, so too are people who are more pessimistic. If you find yourself being one of those more pessimistic people, dog, it's fine. It's totally fine. And if you're an optimist, you do you. It's also fine. If you're a pragmatic person, well, I kind of doubt it, because most people have some sort of inclination towards initial disposition on a scale of optimism to pessimism, and pragmatism is something that you have to engage analytical thought to really be pragmatic. I really don't think pragmatists exist. I think most people are pragmatic if they take the time to think about something, and people who identify as being pragmatic are just people who pride themselves on their analytical or thinking abilities, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not your default frame of view. Or it may be, and we are more complicated creatures than I believe. Titanium. But generally, I feel like, oh, I should have put this in there. I feel like most of the time you have a knee-jerk reaction to something when you first experience it, whether it be a new person, a new taste, is that how that's spelled? Magnetite? Yeah. A lot like Magnemite. A new anything, you tend to have a feeling. Now, that feeling is dependent on so many tiny factors, it's not even worth, for the sake of conversation, getting into them. It's fascinating if you want to look into it, if you want to talk about it, if you want to deconstruct and parse out every small thing that plays into it. But for the sake of this, what I'm trying to get at is that, typically speaking, most of the time, you probably lean towards either a positive reaction or a negative reaction. If you were to be a studious little scientist and make a note, mentally or otherwise, of your knee-jerk reaction to something the first time you encounter it. New thing, old thing, doesn't matter. And go through and make a note of how often it's positive, how often it's negative. And, you know, positive and negative are big catch-all terms, but whatever, positive and negative, you can probably, statistically, assess if you are a optimist or pessimist, and have data to back you up rather than just sentiment. There's nothing wrong necessarily with sentiment, but I don't know, man. If you can back up, yes, I'm this way and I have the numbers to prove it, I think that's a hell of a lot cooler. But I also just like numbers. So, okay, there we go. Base is... Oh, let's fix this first. Base is good to go. Our next little venture should be trying to find
Welcome aboard,
that
Captain.
recharger. But that is neither here nor there. That is next time. So until then, YouTube, comment, like, and subscribe, or just get out of here and I'll see you tomorrow. Probably the latter. Take it easy. Bye-bye.